Hi, my name is Aida Abouelela. I'm the CEO and co-founder of DyeRecycle, and we have developed a new chemical technology that recovers high-value white PET polyester from low-value colored textile waste.
My first question for you is what's the personal story behind your spinout?
So, in a very random weekend, one day I was watching a documentary about fast fashion on Netflix, and I was really shocked by the level of pollution that is coming out of this industry. As a chemical engineer, I actually had no idea about how much chemical engineering processes goes into manufacturing our clothes. When you think about chemical engineering, you don't necessarily think about fashion, but then that was incredibly inspiring to me, plus shocking. And I thought that we really need to do something to build the next generation sort of processes to recycle clothes and also build more sustainable systems. And toward the end of my PhD, I started experimenting with different things. So one thing led to another. And one day I walked into a charity shop where I purchased a Christmas blanket that had a huge Santa Claus actually picture on it, and I still have it and framed. So I took this and I started experimenting in the lab, and I realized that there are solvents that strips out the colors out of those textile waste. So I got really excited and I started researching this area quite significantly, and to realize that this is a very novel process where we can take highly contaminated color textile waste and transform it into high value white, clear and homogeneous feedstock for recycling processes.
My next question is what keeps you motivated as a founder?
Very good question. So I think more important than motivation is definitely the persistence and consistency and resilience. But motivation specifically, I think what gets me super excited is when I speak to our customers and having all these conversations and really realizing how big of a problem we're solving for them. So having to contribute to such issue and build more sustainable and resilient chemical processes that is able to recycle our textile waste is something that's super motivational for me as a founder.
How has Imperial and Chemenge Enterprise supported you?
I think for startups and for founders specifically, it's incredibly important to have these first believers in you. And I think that Chemical Engineering Enterprise has been one of those very first believers, from providing you us funding to actually prove and go from idea to prototype, and something that is incredibly important, especially in the early days where funding is very limited and you don't actually have any funding. Also, the Chemical Enterprise do these yearly annual gathering with investors and the network, which has been incredibly also valuable for us to reach out for investors.
My last question for you is what's next for your spinout?
What's next for DyeRecycle in the next 6 months will be expansion in different verticals, from expanding the team, expanding the production capacity, expanding our customer base. So it's going to be a super busy and exciting growth period for us, and I really look forward to it.